I still remember the morning when the call came in. It was supposed to be just another quiet day in the city, the kind where nothing serious ever happens. But the moment I heard about the young woman found dead in her apartment, something inside me shifted. Her name was Lily Adams, and even before I reached the scene, I had a feeling this would not be as simple as it sounded. When I stepped into her apartment, the silence hit me first. It was too perfect, too clean. The door had been locked from the inside, and there were no signs of forced entry. No broken furniture, no struggle, nothing out of place. It felt wrong. Lily was lying on the floor near her bed, completely still. Her face was pale, and there was a small mark near her head. At first glance, it could pass as an accidental fall, but I stood there longer than I should have, staring at the room, trying to feel what didn't belong. The stillness felt staged, like someone had pressed pause on the moment. Back at the station, I began going through her life piece by piece. She lived alone, worked a normal job, and stayed out of trouble. There was nothing unusual about her routine. Then I met her boyfriend, Adam Clark. He was calm when he spoke, almost too calm. He told me he had been home alone the night she died. His answers were neat and consistent, and there was nothing I could directly challenge. Still, something about him stayed with me, like a shadow I couldn't quite see clearly. I checked Lily's phone next. Her messages were ordinary. Conversations with friends, simple work-related chats, and texts with Adam. Nothing showed fear, nothing hinted at danger. It made everything feel even more confusing. If she was in trouble, she had hidden it well. Or maybe she never got the chance to show it. That night, I stayed late at my desk, reading the case file again and again. I was trying to find something I had missed, some small detail that didn't fit. That was when my phone vibrated. I glanced at it, expecting something routine, but the message made my stomach tighten. It was from an unknown number, asking if I was working on her case. I replied, asking who it was. The answer came almost instantly. It said it was Lily. For a moment, I just stared at the screen. I had seen her body. I had stood in that silent room. There was no way this could be real. My first thought was that someone was playing a game with me, but something told me not to ignore it. Another message came, explaining that the texts had been written before her death and scheduled to be sent later. I leaned back in my chair, trying to process it. That meant she had expected something to happen. She had planned this. As I kept reading, the messages became darker. She wrote about Adam, about how he had changed, how his temper had become unpredictable. She said she was afraid of him. My grip tightened on the phone as I read each line. Then she described the night she died. She said they had a fight, not a normal one, but something intense. She admitted that she pushed him on purpose, trying to see how far he would go. She wanted to know the truth about him, no matter the risk. My heart started beating faster as I read the next message. She told me that if something had happened to her, the proof was hidden in her room. The next morning, I went back to her apartment. This time, I didn't look at the obvious things. I searched slowly, carefully, focusing on every small detail. The room felt different now, like it was watching me back. Time passed, and I started to feel the frustration building. Then I noticed something behind a photo frame. It was slightly out of place, just enough to catch my attention. I moved it carefully and felt a chill run through me when I saw the hidden camera. Back at the station, I played the footage. I didn't know what I was about to see, but I wasn't ready for it. The video started quietly. Lily and Adam were talking, but the tension was already there. Then their voices rose. The argument grew stronger, sharper. Lily kept pushing him with her words, almost like she wanted him to break. And then he did. He shoved her. She fell hard, her head hitting the floor with a sound that echoed in my mind. She didn't move after that. I watched as Adam stood there, frozen. For a moment, it looked like he might help her. He stepped forward slightly, then stopped. Seconds passed, heavy and unbearable. Then he turned and walked away, leaving her on the floor. I paused the video, my jaw tight. I had seen enough to know this was no accident. Before I could even gather my thoughts, my phone buzzed again. Another message from Lily. It said I had found the camera. A strange feeling settled in my chest. It was like she was still guiding me step by step. More messages followed. She explained how she had known about Adam's lies, about the other woman, about his anger. She had been living with that fear for a long time. Instead of walking away, she made a plan. She set up the camera, she scheduled the messages. She created a situation where the truth would come out no matter what happened. But then came the message that changed everything again. She told me that Adam was involved in something much bigger, something dangerous. People who could make problems disappear. If she had simply accused him, it would have been buried. So she made sure it couldn't be ignored. She turned her own death into evidence. I sat there in silence, staring at the screen. This was no longer just a case about a violent boyfriend. This was something deeper, something planned with terrifying clarity. We arrested Adam, and under pressure, he broke. He revealed things he had kept hidden, names and connections that led us into a much larger investigation. What began as a single death opened the door to something far more serious. In court, the video showed everything clearly. There was no way for him to escape what he had done. He was found guilty, and justice was served. But even after the case was closed, something stayed with me. One evening, I sat alone, looking at the final message Lily had sent. She wrote that if I was reading it, then the truth had come out. I put my phone down slowly, letting the silence settle around me. I had solved the case. I had found the truth. But it didn't feel like a win, because I couldn't stop thinking about the fact that she had seen it coming and still walked straight into it. And sometimes that is what stays with you the most. Not the crime, but the choice that led to it. Subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.